I want to say thank you to all who view my videos and say thank you to all the subscribers for your beautiful energy that you share and listen to the message. I send your beautiful energy back to you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And how do you use your intuition? Do you allow God to lead you, or do you just go by the seat of your pants? Hand over heart for your affirmation. I am not society script, however you choose to do it. I am my own definition. I am not of this system, but a flame from God, source, the divine. I don't stress about what I can't physically fix. I let go of that attachment and I monitor the use of my own energy. People out here be out here monitoring your energy and your pockets. Act like you got it already. What helps you stay in connection and flow with God, divine and source? Without anything bigger than you, in the darkness that is in this world, how do you stay in faith and in integrity in the midst of it all? That's about today's message. This morning I woke up and did my routine differently. When I say I did it differently, it was the same pieces, right? But just in a different way. And I had the intuition to do it that way because I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then I heard, don't do that right now. Do this. And I said, okay. All right, I'm going to do this. And then when I did this, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do, and then I heard, don't do that. Do this now. So I was just listening to the intuition today, and everything was just falling into place, and I'm going to tell you some more. But in diverse ways to bring about the change. Today was about listening to my intuition. Do you listen to your intuition? I've been led by it all day. I started releasing things and people just with me and God. Then people from my past showed up physically in my timeline. I was like, why did that happen? Then I told myself, don't overthink it right now because it may not be anything. When it's time, my spirit team will give me wisdom, and they did. So I went back to my gratitude and standing strong in my boundaries. Okay, that's when I walked Bella this morning. I meditated in the house after taking her out, changed my music. It didn't feel right, and I needed to change the music to go with my vibe and my frequency. Everything just had to feel right. I heard change the music. And when I changed the music, I was like, okay, I'm going to change it to this. That is not the vibe. And then I changed it again, and that is not the vibe. And I changed it again, that's the vibe. And I said, that is so crazy. I didn't know that was going to be the vibe today. Tell me, that's the vibe. And I started being thankful for what I have just because. My body started purging, and I was like, okay, let's go. Right after someone was talking to me, I couldn't understand them. And it sounded like Charlie Brown. I promise you, this is somebody that they're in the astral realm, and we used to talk a lot. But today when they talk to me, it sounded like this. Wah, 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 wah. And that was like around about 7 o'clock, and I said, something happened. We ain't on the same wavelength no more. You ain't making no sense. You talking gibberish. I said, don't worry. We're in the hallway, or just change our flow. And I said, just stay focused. And in today's reading, I had read something else, but while I was reading that, this came. And I said, okay, even though you read that, read this too. Because I had a plan, and the plan that I'm in had that. But then my intuition said, read this too. And it goes so good with the message. I didn't even realize it till now. It's John 15, verse 5. Abide in me, and I in you. A branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it remains on the vine. The vine is the intuition. The divine is whoever you call the divine source of God. They have so many different names. Woo! And in Ifa, where I'm gonna go a little bit further, is the concept of Ori, inner head, spiritual consciousness, and absolute necessity of maintaining alignment with one's Ori in Orun, the spiritual realm and destiny, to achieve success, bearing fruit in life. I do the work in this realm, But without God, I have no direction in the darkness. I will not say I do this by myself. God gives me direction. Otherwise, yes, I'm doing the work. But without somebody seeing where I'm going, because I only can see as far as my hand. So the intuition says go left, and I go left. Intuition says go right, and I go right. Intuition says stop, and I stop. In Ephi, it says, without me, you can do nothing. Fruit, what is that? Fruitlessness. Ephi teaches that if you are disconnected from your aura, your inner self, if your aura is broken or unsupported, your efforts in life will not bear fruit. No matter how hard you work physically, the vine is equivalent to the aura is direct. Personal conduit to Oladunamar, God. Okay, remember I said that God has so many different names. Therefore, staying in the vine, the intuition, staying in an active conscious harmony with your Ori and the Orisha. The Quran says 3:103, and hold fast to the rope of Allah all together and do not be divided. See that right there? Don't be divided. So if all of us that are FBAs and African and of the African diaspora, can we just work together for a second and remove these labels? Because we need each other. Because if we work together, oh, it's going to be fire. Boom, boom, boom. Flow with John 15:4. Holding fast is the direct equivalent of abiding or remaining connected, ensuring strength and fruitfulness. The symptom today. Like I said, somebody was talking to me and I couldn't understand nothing they said. I was just looking at them and said, okay, they're not with me anymore. We're no longer on the same wavelength. So I said, good night, bye-bye. The past person came in my energy and I didn't trip. At first I was like, what in the world? I stayed anchored in my boundaries are strong within me. I'm proud of me for that. I began to get super hot for no reason. So I sat still to allow myself to cool down. I mean, it wasn't just hot on the outside. My insides was just on fire. It started at my feet and it came up. It reminded me of that scripture. I think it is in Isaiah. And it says, I went ankle deep, and then I went knee deep, and then I went waist deep, and then I came chest deep, and then I came neck deep, and then it was over my head. That's what it felt like. It was coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up. It was so hot. And I was like, wow. And then it stayed right here for like 10 minutes, and then it was gone. I was like, okay. I drank enough water. I drank extra water, and I felt like I needed it. Okay? Make sure you're drinking your water. Because I drank a lot of water today. A lot of water. I completely relaxed. And where I was this morning, my intuition took over and I just followed what I heard. I just sat with God and asked, what do I need to do? God was quiet, so I ain't do nothing. I sat still. I kept doing what I knew to do. I exercised this morning and then ate a simple breakfast. I felt balanced, but also out of place. Things changed, and I'm just going with it. I celebrated myself for not quitting. I was thankful to God for walking with me in the process. Wisdom coming from the spirit team is everything, and I refuse to say I did it alone because I didn't. I did the work, but the wisdom wasn't completely mine. Okay? I took a nap, and my body said, that's it. I laid down, but the sleep wouldn't come. It was like my brain was just going, so I was just writing down ideas. And then it just came so quick. It was just like, I was writing down ideas, and all of a sudden my body said, I was like, okay. When I woke up, I was like, where we at? I didn't even know I went to sleep. I was having vivid dreams, and they stayed with me all day. Yeah, I wrote them down. Subscribe, hit the bell, and subscribe For conversations on resilience, identity shifts, breaking generational patterns, and living in integrity. Drop a comment down here on what makes you feel grateful and what helps you stay in alignment and intuition. Drop an emoji. It doesn't matter. What helps you stay in alignment? And stay in alignment with your intuition. And not listen to other folks, but listen to yourself. How do you listen to your intuition? Everyone gets the opportunity to do their own work and wake up in their own timing. It's hard when you love folks, but in their own timing, okay? They get the opportunity to decide just like you did. Don't carry somebody else's battle, their burden, or their fight that is not yours. Give that back. Philippians 2 and 12, you do not want to do that because you're going to be heavy and you're not going to be able to do what God asked you to do. James 1, 19 through 21 NLT, don't allow anyone to take your power or your energy because they will try if you don't have your boundaries set. Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. We must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Human anger doesn't produce the righteousness God desires. So get rid of all that negative thinking and humbly accept the word that God has planted in your hearts. Are you ready to accept it? For it has the power to save your souls. Are you ready to listen to what God has to say? Or whoever you call God, because God has so many different names. Verses like the Quran 17:53 and 4:148 highlight the importance of speaking kindly, avoiding slander and gossip, and speaking the truth. Are we doing that? 2:254 emphasizes that it's not for creation to question Allah's decisions, which Allah knows better. It requires the believers to surrender to Allah's will, which is the message of faith and surrender to divine authority. See, we all doing the same thing. If we remove religion, we won't be fighting. Religion puts a title. God is all. Okay. God is the all. Do we know who we really are? It's time that we get into our studies, whatever we in, because that ain't my business. Pray, meditate, and find out who we really are. Be so secure when things come to steal your joy, you bounce back quicker. What used to try to knock you off your rock, you like, and? Okay. I'm still saying, you know why I'm still saying? It's my birthright. It's my spiritual birthright. And guess what? It's my blood right. I'm worthy of love. I am so worthy of love. I'm worthy of my own love. Oh, are you ready to give your own self love? Ooh, I'm worthy of a life I love. Are you ready to live the life that you love? And if you're not loving it, you get the opportunity to change it without anybody asking anybody. Are you ready to change your life without approval? I'm worthy of a rounded, wealthy life. There is abundance in all areas of my life. Are you ready to live totally abundant without an approval? I'm worthy of the dream that is in my heart. Honey, let's live the dreams that are in here. Are you ready? I release the timelines that are no longer for me. Honey, my intuition is telling me this. Don't waste time on things that are not important. Don't waste energy on things, people and places that are not important. When you put your hand in God, you don't have time to be caught up in what people are doing, what people are saying, and where people are going. Two can only walk together if they agree. And we no longer agree. So we're on different spectrums of the rope now. You can enjoy your life and live it the best way that you want. I send nothing but cleansing and purifying energy to you. Because the only thing I owe you is love. I pray that somebody, that God sends laborers in the field that can reach you before you leave this earth. The only thing I owe you is love. That's it. And that's all I send to you. Enjoy your life now. All right. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Ooh, the Jackson 5. I release the timelines that require me to shrink. I'm not finna be quiet for nobody. I'm finna shine this light so bright this morning. Bling! Okay. I have a mind and critical thinking. I'm gonna use it. Are you using your critical thinking? Are you using your mind? Are you using your intuition? I'm not rushing or placing pressure on myself. I'm just open for clear communication and wisdom on my next move in stillness. Are you doing stillness? Because stillness will give you the intuition that you need. Man.